Good morning, everybody. Today is Wednesday, April 1st, and I'm happy to be joining you, and so is Wishbone, happy to be joining you. Um, I hope yesterday went well. Today is our third day of school from home, and I'm hoping things are going well and we get better as we keep going. And remember to be patient with everyone. Be patient with your teachers, be patient with yourself, be patient with your parents, because we're all working through this together. The best way to contact your teacher or principal or school nurse or school counselor is through email. And even your building secretary can be contacted through email. A reminder that for all students, doesn't matter who you are, free lunches and breakfasts are available to every student in our community. They are available from 11 to 1 at entrance C20 at the high school. And that's right underneath the skywalk on Horseman Drive. So you can just drive up and drive through. And I remind you that everyone needs to continue to do our part. We need to practice good hygiene. So wash your hands often, 20 seconds or longer. Cover your mouth or nose when you sneeze or cough. Avoid touching your face. Sometimes it's difficult and we forget it, but try to remember not to touch your face. Clean high touch surfaces often, like doorknobs and light switches, and practice good social distancing. So stay at home as much as you can, avoid public spaces, and keep at least 6 feet apart in between you and somebody else. So I know sometimes this can be tough, but you can do it. With all the news about COVID 19, it can sometimes be overwhelming and frightening. Researchers and doctors are learning as much as they can, as quickly as they can, about the virus and are taking steps to keep everyone safe. Have no doubt we are going to get through this. So, if you know a doctor, a nurse, or anyone else who works in a hospital, or are paramedics or EMS, reach out, send them a note of encouragement. They have been and they will be working very hard. So, let's send them a note of encouragement. So let's continue on with our mindful moments. So we are at our last two letters of alpha breaths. I want to thank Dr. Chris Willard for writing this book, and it was illustrated by Holly Clifton Brown. It's a beautiful book, and we've gone all the way through. We're up to Y and Z now. And Y is for yawning breath. That's an easy one. Sometimes in the morning, I'm still waking up. So here's yawning breath. Breathe in big, breathe in a big mindful yawn, paying attention to all your sensations you feel, and then let your breath out. So yawn in and then let it out. So we'll do three of those. You ready? Which one are you ready to? Here we go. Let's try that again. Big breath in. And one last one. Big yawning breath. Oh, that felt good to yawn a few times. I wish. And our very, very last one is a Z breath. So imagine you're falling asleep, close your eyes, take a big breath in, and hold it for a minute, and then let your breath out, imagining a long Z. So we'll make the long Z sound. So big breath in. Big breath in. Big breath in. Oh, that was great. So again, I'd like to thank Dr. Chris Willard for Alpha Breaths. And we'll be using this again in the future as we think about other ways to take deep breaths for letters of the alphabet. So I have a little project for you to do today. It's called a mindful safari. And that's something that Wishbone and I like to do in the mornings. We go out for our walks and we look for everything. So you're going to go on a mindful safari. So sometime today, I want you to turn on all of your senses for this one. And I want you to go out for a walk in your neighborhood if it's not raining. Go out for a walk in your neighborhood and notice how many birds, bugs, creepy crawlies, and other animals you can find. You can also look for a lot of dogs. Isn't it something how many dogs we have in our community? So anything that walks, crawls, swims, flies, anything of interest, you'll need all of your senses, your eyes and your ears, to identify them. And maybe you can go with a older brother or sister or a parent and have them write down everything that you find. Boy, would I like to see those lists. Wishbone, would you like to see those lists when we come back? Sure. So let's spend some time with Wishbone. He's become the star of the show. He started out from running around behind me to being the star. So let's answer some questions about Wishbone that people have. So, how old is Wishbone? Wishbone, how old are you? Well, we think Wishbone's about 2 years old. And what kind of dog is Wishbone? Wishbone, what kind of dog are you? Wishbone is a little bit of mix of everything. Obviously, a little chihuahua. He's very excited this morning because he's had a lot of cheese in front of him. What's Wishbone's favorite toys? So Wishbone has a whole bunch of toys. Wishbone, what's your favorite toy? Actually, Wishbone's favorite toy is anything that squeaks. Get ready. Anything that squeaks is Wishbone's favorite toy. So we have to be careful sometimes. Okay. We have to be careful sometimes when we are on a call to make sure that he doesn't bring a squeaky toy around. Does Wishbone like Bob? Of course, Wishbone likes Bob. They've known each other for a long time. And what's Wishbone's favorite treat? American cheese. He's not picky, he just likes cheese. So, what has Wishbone taught us and taught me? So, we got Wishbone from a rescue about a year ago. And we didn't know anything about Wishbone other than he came from Oklahoma. And he gets to know us a little bit, and we get to know him a little bit. And sometimes we don't understand what he needs, and sometimes he doesn't understand what we need. But we're getting to know each other. But he has taught us a lot of things, like how to be patient. We don't always understand why he's doing what he's doing. It's empathy, not knowing what all he's been through or where he was. He's taught us kindness, how to be kind to each other. So Wishbone has taught us a lot of things. And all our animals, whether they're a cat or a fish or a hamster, can teach us all those kind of things when we have to take care of them. They are just a great joy. But most importantly, he's taught us how to love each other. Right, Wishy? You're a good boy. So continue to write Wishbone. His email address still works. And Wishbone and I try to read those just about every day and reply to them. So if you have anything that you wanted, any questions for Wishbone, or if you want to send us your safari lists, we'd like to see those. So for everybody, now it's time for a little meditation, mindful meditation. So it's just like lifting weights. The more you do, the stronger we get. We're trying to develop our muscles in our brains, right, Wishy? So if you like, you can join me. If you just want to close your eyes for a minute and take a rest and just think about good things, you can do that also. But you can also join me. So let's do that together. So let's find a good place to sit. Try to sit up straight, back straight, feet flat on the floor. And if you're comfortable, you can close your eyes. If not, you can just look down at the ground. And we're going to meditate for a few minutes. And let's take some big breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. And let's see if we can start at the top of our head and scan all the way down through our bodies. From the top of our head, down through our neck and shoulders. And let's just notice how our body feels. And just keep moving down our back, through our bellies, down through our seat, our thighs and our knees and our shins, and down to our very bottom of our feet. Let's feel grounded to the floor. And you can just breathe normally. And let's notice our bellies going in and out. Let's notice the sounds in this room. If we can hear birds or the furnace running or people on the phone, just notice those. Let's go back to the breath for a minute. Feel our bellies go out and in. And when you breathe in, think peace. And when you breathe out, think calm. Peace, calm. Peace, calm. Peace, calm. And let's take a big breath through the nose and out through the mouth. And let's hear the sounds in the room again. Hear the birds, the water running, the furnace running. Let's come back into this room. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and look up. Isn't that great? And we all need to find a little peace and calm. This is certainly an anxious time. We're going to get through this. There are a lot of good people helping us. We'll make it. So let's end today again with our mindful self-compassion. And you can either give yourself a big hug. I'm going to give you a big hug. Or you can put your hand over your heart and you can repeat quietly to yourself, may I be happy. May I be healthy. And may I be peaceful. All right. Thanks for joining Wishbone and I today. And we look forward to seeing you tomorrow.